Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another makeup video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing the differences between bronzer and contour. And as you can see, I've got my foundation on, I've got my concealer on, but nothing else. I'm going to try and do like one side where I'm going to do my contour and my bronzer, and on the other side I'm going to leave it flat like this, and hopefully we'll be able to see the difference between the two. So let's get going. So the first thing is the differences between contour and bronzer. Now contour, so I'm going to be using the Sephora contour stick in Fair to Light. So I'm going to swatch these two things on my hand, and I've got the number 7 bronzer, cream bronzer here. So I'm going to swatch contour on one side and bronzer on the other side, and we can see the differences between the two. So if I do my contour here, a nice big line there, so that's my contour, and then my bronzer, a big swirl, and do my bronzer here. So straight away, put a little bit more on, straight away we can see the difference between the two. So the contour is very cool tone. It's sort of got a bit more grey in there. It's like a greyish shade. And then my bronzer has got a little bit more red in it. It's a bit more warm colour. So you can see straight away the difference between the two. Now the contour, because it's so grey colouring and quite cool toned, we use this more as a shadow, so creating shadow on our face. Whereas bronzer is more for making our face look more tanned, like we've been out in the sun, so bringing life back into our colour. Because when we use foundation, as you can see, my whole face is one colour. Now as we know, our faces aren't normally like that. Our faces have, pink in our cheeks and things like that. So using bronzer brings life back into our face and that sort of more natural look to our face, whereas contour is more for creating shadow, so making those areas that haven't got as much definition, adding that definition back in, so sort of faking it a little bit, so creating shadow where there isn't any, or we want a little bit more shadow there. Now another product that I've got is the Nyx Wonder Stick. Now the Nyx Wonder Stick, if I put it in the middle of the two, if I can do that. So the Nyx Wonder Stick, which is in the middle, you can see is sort of like a mixture between the two shades. So it's a bit cooler tone, so it's a bit more of a contour, but it's not as cool as the Sephora stick. So this one you can use for a little bit of both. So there's parts of our face and parts of our skin that sees the sun more, but also has the shadow as well. So using a stick like this, you're adding a bit of colour to it, but also you're creating the shadow as well. So let's see where we put the different products. So I'm going to start with the contour, so the Sephora stick. So as we look at our face, we can see that this part of the face is seeing the light, is seeing the sun. As we go down, there's parts where that doesn't see the sun at all, or very, very rarely sees the sun, like underneath our chin. So we want to only use the greyest of the tones where the skin doesn't see any sun. So only on the bit underneath your chin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Sephora stick and then I'm going to blend it out on one side of the face. Okay, so we're going to do it here. I'm going to make myself look like a double chin because I want to hide this double chin here. Okay, and then I'll leave one side normal. So let's watch what I'm doing. So I'm just adding, now this is very pigmented, just adding, so I'm holding it like that rather than like that, because if I go up, it's creating shadow where I don't want to create. So I want to create the shadow underneath. So I'm going to use my brush. I'm just going to blend it out so you can see that shadow is there, whereas there you can see that flab of skin more prominent, can't you? Whereas on this side it's starting to be in the shadow. So let me add a little bit more, buffing it out so it doesn't look crazy. Can you see that? Like that is now starting to go back underneath, whereas here the light is hitting that double chin there. Normally you're just doing this in the mirror, so having a different camera angle is actually helping a bit to see where I need to add a little bit more. So then blend the bit out. There you go. So you can see that I created that jaw line there. Okay, and you can see straight away here there is no jawline. Whereas this slight, but you can definitely see the double chin underneath. So, like I say, this one would only be used for creating that shadow underneath. As we go up the face, we put the Sephora stick away. So if we look at our face now, we can see a line here. You can see that there's a little bit of a line of shadow here. Now if we want to make our face look snatched like that, we want to create that line here to have a bit more of a definition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create that shadow, but I'm not going to go where that line is. I'm going to go just a little bit above. I'm just going to draw, don't want too much, or a little line there. And then again, just using the other side of the brush, blend, almost lifting it a little bit. How's that? So look, you can see that that's added a little bit there. So I think that is all good with the contour stick on the cheek. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a bit of bronzer to that sun now. So remember, bronzer has that more red orange tone. So remember, this is when we're sort of looking tanned, we're wanting to make our face look back alive. So it's where the sun is going to hit our face. So the sun is going to hit our face on the forehead. It's going to hit on the tops of our cheek, the highest part of the cheek, and it's going to hit on our nose. So using my number 7 cream bronzer, this is the first time I'm using this, so let's see how this goes. So I put a little bit on my brush, just seeing what it's like. So again, I'm going above where I put the shadow, but I don't want to go too far up. So where that cheekbone is, just going to add a bit of that colour and a little bit more. It's a really nice product, this. You see I'm tapping as I use it. It's buildable, so it doesn't have loads of pigment straight away, which is good, because I'd rather be able to build it rather than having too much straight away. So can you see this nice bronze look just above that cheek. And I'm going to add some more on the forehead where that sun is going to catch. Now your face shape, it would be different to mine. So where you place your contour and bronzer will be different to me. But still you'll be thinking about where that sun is going to hit to make sure that you have a natural effect. Okay, so we can see, can you see? So that's looking a bit more tanned there, whereas that side's very flat, very lifeless, whereas that side's got a bit of colour now to it. Now because I'm cool toned, I don't want to create an orange look. I don't want to make myself look orange at all, but it's just brought that life back into my face, whereas that side is just pale. So the next thing that we want to contour is our nose. Now our nose, again, the sun is hitting our nose, so we don't want to go into our cool toned bronzer, but also we want to make a bit more shadow in some areas of our nose. We're going to use the NYX Wonder. So I'm going to draw. So again, I'm going to try and just do it on one side, which might be a little bit difficult. Now I've got, I don't know if you can tell, I've got this lovely bump on my nose. So I don't want to enhance that bump, but I want to create a bit more of a button nose, because my nose sort of goes down a lot. So I want to create a little bit more of a button nose. So yes, I want to create that sort of line there to sort of not enhance that ridge of my nose, and then create that little button nose. So I'm going to draw. I love this Wonder stick because you can be really accurate with where you're drawing. So drawing that there. I want to create that little button nose. So I'm just going to create a little line there. Again, it's hard to do it just on one side. And I want to, again, making that button nose, sort of add a little bit more shadow where the nostril is. It's like being an artist, isn't it? And then blending it out. I'll just use my hand. Use my sponge to this. Blend it in. You can see it's created a bit more of a little shape. You just want to enhance features rather than hiding. Well, you want to hide some things maybe, but you want to, like I say, you want to still look like you. Can you see that sort of created a bit of a shadow here, left this bit at the top to have some brightness. So yes, it's just created that bit of a shadow, extra shadow on the nose. So what I'm going to do, you can see one side has got the life back into it, and the other side is just pale. Can you see? So nothing on this side. That's very flat, very lifeless, whereas this side, nice, and you've got the extra sort of shadow where you need the shadow, and an extra sort of bronzy colour where you need the bronzy colours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other side of the face, and then I will come back and show you what it looks like with both sides looking the same. I'll be right back. So I've done the other side. So this is what it looks like with both the sides bronzered and contoured. So you can see that both sides now have that life back into it. The shadows are where the shadows should be, and the bronze effect is where the bronze effect should be, so where the sun will hit your skin. So yes, that's that. So what's the difference between bronzer and contour? So contour, more of a shadow. Bronzer brings life back to your skin. So I hope you all found this video helpful. So please give it a like if you liked it. Let me know down below, what do you do with your bronzer and contour? Do you just use one, which is absolutely fine. You can do that as well if you just only got one product and you just want to use the bronzer. That's fine. Makeup is doing what you want to do, isn't it? It's, you know, it's about creating things that you enjoy to create. I hope this video has been helpful in any way. If give it a like, give it a comment down below, and yes, subscribe if you want to see more videos, because I'm filming lots more now. Really getting into filming and editing and getting the videos out there for you all to watch. So please subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and I'm really, really grateful. So see you for the next video.